just to provide a bit of context to what the data center market is looking like, what trends we've seen so far before we delve into what actually is needed to start developing a site. I think the end of the quarter was looking specifically good in terms of growth, in terms of CAGR rates, in terms of growth and development forecasts. And we had our total energy consumption reach 224 terawatt hours, making the US data center market one of the largest in the world. And we're globally quite far ahead from the rest of our competitors. We saw around $315 billion come in investment specifically from hyperscalers. And that is just aside from the 500 billion we saw come in for the Stargate venture. So, I mean, it's safe to say the industry is booming, and there have been a lot of different trends that are now informing the way data center developers want to navigate the market. And I think it's particularly interesting that now we've seen an increase in data centers wanting to become a bit more autonomous. And we have that with the sense of increase of behind the meter projects. And that's something that Ryan and I will talk to you guys about a bit later. But we have new on-site power generation set to increase 30% by the end of the next 5 years, which is going to be an incredible shift in the way data centers actually operate within the digital economy. As always, we have our top market players, Virginia, Texas, and California. Virginia being responsible for around 70% of all global internet traffic. And I think it's interesting to put that into perspective to see what trends follow when such a heavy load falls on a specific state. But not to say that our upcoming markets don't have their fair share of load. So we have Georgia, we have Ohio, Arizona, Illinois, and Ryan, you mentioned you're based in Georgia, so I'm sure that we can speak to that a bit more later, where we sort of see what trends are coming up and how folks, and not only data center developers, but actual citizens who live in these states are responding to the markets.
Yeah.
And we have our top players come in, and I think it's really interesting to see how these companies are shifting their needs and their interests and investments towards data center development so far.